Hey, shout out to Mike Leach.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Paul Silas.
Shout out to him.
Who is Paul Silas?
I know the name. Can't tell you right now.
Basketball.
Going in.
Well, I'm like Jeopardy, homeboy. I know the answer to everything.
I know Hucklebuck, but we trying to.
Well, hey, sometimes you got to start off early in the morning, man.
We're gonna play a game. Can you stump Rico?
Oh man, I was
Paul Silas.
Yeah,
I know the name. I couldn't tell you.
What basketball? He did what?
Coach.
Well, he did that too, but he also
Ref.
Have you ever seen a ref and a coach? This is
I haven't. That'd be interesting though.
This is gonna be an interesting week. Having you in the building,
okay?
Because we're gonna test Rico's smartness.
Well, you're gonna get disappointed.
Oh dang! Well, forget it then. You're out. You're out. You're out.
I know some things. I don't know a lot of things. I know some things.
You're out.
Okay.
Period. Okay, wait. I tell you who else passed away. Let's see if he knows his name. Mills Lane. Oh, wow. Yep. But again, that just shows how old we are. You know who Mills Lane is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Guy that disqualified Mike Tyson. That's one bite.
He was the referee of Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Okay.
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
You ever played
that?
that?
I played
game?
that. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Could never beat Mike Tyson.
Come on.
Super Macho Man.
Come on. How about them Huskers getting some recruits, man?
Yeah.
3 for 3 on the weekend.
No, I don't know. 3 for 3.
That's what the coach said.
Well, yeah, 17.
Well, yeah, but you were 3 for 3.
No.
That's what he said. I'm going with what the coach said.
You had 17.
I understand that.
In the building, 3 of them signed. That's not going 3 for 3.
Maybe those were the only 3 that you were expecting to sign.
Well, right now the crystal ball has the quarterback from
Georgia Tech
here. So, and that's kind of funny. I mean, what you think about that?
I think that's a good get.
Yeah, me too. I
think threat quarterback
but
always have been successful at Nebraska.
Is Casey staying?
It doesn't matter if Casey stays or not. What's wrong with a little bit of quarterback competition? And if the guy gets hurt, we don't have what happens to us last time happen, where a guy gets hurt and we're looking at, okay, who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? Casey's got 1 year. He's got a rehab. He's got things that he's got to do to get back out on the football field. Not that he can't, but to have another guy in the holster, I think it's smart.
But if that guy wants to start, I mean, that's the thing though. This guy's coming from starting, obviously.
3 years starter. I think he has 2 years left.
2 years left, and that's the thing you got to understand. Is this guy willing to come be a backup for 1 year?
Whoa. When you say that, Black Shirt, is he willing to be a backup? You're assuming that he's not as good as Casey Thompson.
I don't think he is.
But are either one of them okay with being a backup if either one loses that competition?
What difference does it make?
It makes a lot of difference.
Man, if they're not cool with it, I think the coaches need to figure it out now.
But that's the thing, is that's the difference between getting a quarterback. There's this between getting a quarterback to push your starter who is also okay with being a backup because they know that this next season is theirs, and a quarterback who it has been a starter, is expecting to be a starter, and if they lose that starting position, isn't going to want to be there, because then you're in the same situation you're in before. And instead of doing that, you could go out and get somebody who's okay with being a backup.
You listen good. Okay. Nebraska has to have 2 quarterbacks that can get the job done. Period.
Yes.
They have to have 2.
Mm-hmm.
They can't have one and be worried about K. We put too much juice into these boys now and these young men as far as giving them the keys to say what they're they are and are not going to do. Let's get back to being coaches. Let's get back to being the older adults in the room. And there's nothing wrong with competition. There's nothing wrong with having both of those guys. Why do you say he's not better than Casey? I don't know. I haven't broken down yet.
Numbers prove it. He's a Martinez type of guy, like at Nebraska. Not the Martinez you got at Kansas State, but he's the version of the one you got at Nebraska. Fumbles a lot, throws a lot of interceptions, can run. I mean, we like that part, but you got to understand the thing about Casey is Casey had a line. Casey would be a phenomenal quarterback last year.
I agree.
and not taking anything away from this guy from Georgia Tech, but Casey is the guy until somebody unseats him, and that's saying a lot. If you want a guy to come in and push Casey, but at the same time willing to be a backup, because right now Casey's my starter, until that happens. So the thing with that is this guy willing to come be a backup at a minimum price, not what he's making at Georgia Tech probably.
So he's a 3-year starter at Georgia Tech. This last season, he started in 7 games, completed 58% of his passes, had 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, passing wise. Rushing wise, he had 288 yards and 1 touchdown.
7 games.
In 7 games.
5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
I got to watch this kid play at Georgia Tech. I mean, there's a reason he's leaving, right?
Georgia Tech got a new coach. Same reason Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but does he have people around him?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
He was here this weekend.
What was Georgia Tech's record?
Same, probably about like Nebraska's.
Probably around there. I can look it up.
Yeah. I mean,
they weren't very good. I mean, they fired their coach in the middle of the season.
I'm just trying to figure.
I mean, they had some great games. I think they beat.
They were 5-7. They had a better record than Nebraska.
Yeah, they beat North Carolina, I think.
Well,
which is good. That was a good team.
Again, I don't know why we're running from competition. I think we need to run to competition, not from it. And we need to get young men who understand that they're being called to University of Nebraska to compete, not to be like, oh, he's in front, because you can go just like I said yesterday. You got three guys. First string, second string, third string. Third string's looking up like, dang, I'm way down here. I'm getting in the transfer portal. Well, you don't have no film.
But this is
so you just went from third on Nebraska's team on the depth chart to 100th of the 30 or the 100 players that are in the portal.
So here's my thing. You got a freshman sitting here, didn't play at all last year.
Mm-hmm.
You get him ready, get him with the quarterback coach this year, get him there early. Start looking at film now. Start practicing your throws now. Start what you need to start now for next year. And now he's a redshirt freshman. Hey, there's a lot of redshirt freshmen out there start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy right here, I heard he got a great arm. What's his name?
Torres.
So, don't give up on the kid. And that's what, and if you bring another quarterback in here, that's how that kid's going to feel, that you gave up on him. So that gives him the opportunity to give up on you.
You've got 5 scholarship quarterbacks in the room right now.
Yeah, but that looks.
You've got 5 scholarship quarterbacks, and you look, 2 years ago, you didn't really have a quarterbacks coach. Last year, you kind of had a quarterbacks coach in Mark Whipple, but you saw what the quarterbacks after Casey Thompson were like. Who knows whoever they hire as a quarterbacks coach, because we still don't know that. If they get in here and they start working with the quarterbacks, if Chuba or Logan or Richard or Heinrich would develop into that second string quarterback that you truly believe they can be.
Do you? But that's the
thing is I don't know.
Do those quarterbacks that are in the room fit what Matt Rhule's trying to put together on an offense?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know what kind of offense they're going to run, because down at Baylor he was more of an RPO type, but if you look at Satterfield at South Carolina, it was more of a pro style. So I don't know if they're going to run with that pro style offense that Satterfield wants to run, or the RPO type offense that he was running down in Baylor with Charlie Brewer.
A heavy pass pro offense.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean, again, it better be effective. Whatever we do, we better know what we're doing. We better know to do it 150 miles an hour, and we better have great technique while we're doing it in order to be successful, because I'm going to keep preaching it. I got my date set. I will be in Colorado. I will be in Boulder in all red from head to toe.
With some Buffalo draws on, huh?
No, sir.
You say you're second best.
I said,
so that'll be after all them clothes you have on, Buffalo boxes you have. There'll be
Coach Prime socks.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Stop the shit.
You have 21 shaved on the back of your head.
We have all red on from head to toe.
I don't think you look good in red.
That's a lie. It's my favorite color. It's red. What are you talking about? You don't think I look good in red? That's the reason why I came to Nebraska.
Red only looks good in red.
My brother had blue. I had red. So there you go. I'm trying to find something real quick because I thought it was very interesting.
I mean, there are other quarterbacks in the portal as well.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on how you want to run your offense, that Coastal Carolina quarterback just entered the portal. I don't know if Nebraska has a great chance of getting him, but that'd be a great quarterback to keep your eye on.
Well, where did his coach go?
His coach went to Liberty.
So you think he can?
I think he can go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Grayson McCall, fantastic. Yeah. I think he'll end up at more of a contender. However,
so
I can see him ending up at Oregon because I think Bo Nix is done. They need a quarterback.
We got 7 games this week, VJ. So we're gonna get them ready for the weekend.
Who? Give it to me.
We got bowl games, bowl mania.
Love it.
Rico's out.
UAB, Miami, University of Miami, Ohio. Troy against University of Texas, San Antonio. Cincinnati and Louisville, great one. Jackson State, North Carolina Central. Deion last game for Coach of Jackson State.
So that's Cincinnati.
Is that the championship game, or that's just a bowl game?
That's a bowl game.
Wait, Jackson State's playing who?
North Carolina Central.
Oh. They already won the SWAC.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat Southern.
Fresno State versus Washington State. Southern Miss versus Rice.
Hold on, Black Shirt. It'd be nice to see Jackson State against one of the predominantly power. I don't know if you would call it Power 5 school. I would like to see
the group of 5.
Yeah, Cincy.
Well, Cincy just lost it. Well, hold on. No, Cincy just got a head coach, right? Yeah, they took Louisville's head coach, which is going to be funny because Louisville and Cincinnati are playing, right? They're playing in the Fenway Bowl, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be on the same sideline.
Yeah,
so Satterfield left Louisville for Cincinnati. They're playing each other, and they're going to be on the same sideline. So he's going to look over and see his former team that he's coaching against.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be real awkward.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in next segment, we're going to talk about because yesterday we didn't have a chance to talk about this 3-3-5 defense, and I've been doing some looking and some searching and some film work, and I mean, there's some pros and the cons to 3-3-5 defense. If you got the guys that are big, strong, fast in the back of those big guys, because you got 2 defensive end and a nose tackle. I like the fact that we're going to true defensive ends. I don't like the fact that we only got 3 up there. So that means there's going to be pressure on your linebackers in the gaps right now. I mean, right now, right away, if you don't have a guy that can get off of blocks at linebacker in a 3-3-5,
there's no use to running it.
No, sir. You're going to get ran out the stadium.
And like I said last week, you need a big guy in the middle. You need that Vince Wilfork kind of nose tackle like Warren Sapp. You can't go in there with a guy who can't demand
at least two
blockers.
You need somebody to eat some blocks.
Yeah, and that's what you need. And we don't have that type of player yet. And just like I say, we don't have the defensive ends like that. Now you're looking at defensive ends that's got to weigh 260, 240, 255. Mm-hmm. And with Garrett, what is he? 235, 245. He might can hold his arm, but
I think so because they said he put on weight.
We don't have anybody on the other side, so we have to go to the portal and get a bona fide pass rusher.
They just got a 3-star defensive end out of JUCO. That's 240 something.
6'6".
Yeah, 6'6", 240 something. I was watching his
6'6".
I was watching his film a little bit, and it's highlight film, so of course it's the best plays that he's making. But he's doing that one hand in the chest, using the leverage to push the tackle back, get around him real quick. He's got amazing closing speed.
And what junior college is he from?
Some junior college in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Well, I again, a 3-3-5 defense. Okay, and I want to make sure I'm going to read some of this stuff to you so you know what it is. The 3-3-5 defense can give you what seems like a different look on each play. Mm-hmm. Leaving your offensive line waiting and reacting instead of firing off the ball. All right. Every defense has a weakness. A good football coach knows the weaknesses of each defensive play call and how to adjust to stop it. But before I talk to you about the weakness, let's look at areas of concern for the 3-3-5. You brought up the first one. Nose. Bruh, if you ain't got no good nose and you telling me I can get to your linebackers right now, I'm going to double W and I'm going to run 31 dive, 41 dive all day long until you stop it. Remember, we'd had schools that ran 13, 14 straight plays at us, run plays. So the nose guard, our fronts typically put the most dominant player at nose to handle double teams, or we'll put a quick player there who is slanting and moving on every snap. Do you like a quick player that's slanting and moving on every snap, or a dominant player that's going to clog up the hole and have to put two players in order to stop him?
I want that dominant player.
I want the big dude
because he's going to help that linebacker out. And that linebacker got to get over and shed real fast so he can be in the hole.
Because the quick dude, even if he gets back there, if he misses a tackle, which has kind of been a problem the last couple of years, all of a sudden, guys going up to your linebacker, you've got a guard and the center taking your linebacker out of the play. That's 5 easy yards.
Yeah.
Blitzing. When you look at this 3-3-5, there are 5 linebackers who can blitz. Of course, it's 3 linebackers and 2 rovers or whatever you want to call them. Safeties. What would they be? Safeties?
Rovers.
Probably. I'd call them rovers.
Probably weak side line. 2 weak side linebackers on each side. More like your 225 guys. You don't want to go big on the outside, especially on the 3-3-5.
Isaac Gifford?
No. I mean, might, but I would say somebody like Buddha.
Okay. Well, the nickel guys. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because Buddha's not a nickel to me. Buddha he's a real big boy. I mean, he's bigger than me than when I played. So I would count him as a linebacker. He needs to move to linebacker.
I think so.
And
I think that'd be a good look for him.
With Hausman gone, I mean, now we're back to scratch on this with blitzing, because I don't know if Reimer's fast enough. I don't know if Henrich fast enough. So you might have to go to the porter and get that guy that can blitz, that guy that can cover, that guy. I mean, because you don't want to keep taking guys in and out. You want to get them in the groove. You want to get them playing. I mean, you want to get them to play. I mean, certain sets you can run out of this 3-3-5, but if you're going to be a dominant blitzing team, you're going to need some fast linebackers.
All right, so offensively, because they've got guys that can blitz from all over the place, you got to know your rules as far as protecting. This defense has holes because you got to protect the Mike linebacker. That's what he's talking about. Most of the times, the Mike linebacker is probably one of the most dynamic players on the team because he's called to do it all.
He's the quarterback.
Yes, he's got to deal with everybody. When we come back, we'll talk more 3-3-5 defense. Is it effective? Can it work? Why are we running it? I don't know. I think it can work if you got the players to play it. If you don't, you better be figuring out something else to captain the ticket. I'm with
the black shirt.
I'm with
Rico.
Suave. 93.7 will be right back.